and action. Uh, how's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with It's Time to Celebrate. Today is my 100th episode of DM Tombstone Live, guys. We reached 100. Spectacular. You can almost say it's super. Yeah, I got this when I went to the theater. I just got back from the movie theater seeing the new Superman movie. And I'm not going to spoil it for you guys that haven't seen it yet. It just came out on Friday, so I'll just let you guys know. Please make sure. Hi, Aram. How are you? What's up? Yeah, please make sure if you haven't seen Superman yet, it was out. It came out yesterday. Go watch it. I recommend it. It's a great movie, and it really does keep the. Did you watch Superman? Yes, I did watch Superman. Just came back from it, and I gotta say, it is a great movie. I gotta say, I think his name. I'm trying to remember his name. Corwinch. David Corwinch. I think that's his name. But anyway, did you like it? Yes, I did. David Corwinch did a great job as Clark Kent and Superman. And of course, there's other people in there that most people didn't know of. Like I've seen as well, posts on Facebook. A little references of other Superman movies from the past. DCU just started. Well, I don't know because this type of Superman movie is just throwing all the references of like from the TV shows and the previous movies, and as well its own way of to be more modern of a Superman concept. Obviously, it's not the exact same like you see from Man of Steel or Superman the movie from like the 1970s. It's not. It doesn't involve the beginning of like how Clark or Superman came to Earth from Krypton. That's just like it's just a little. It just they reference it a little bit in the movie, but it just passes by like it's nothing because it doesn't have to be a rewrite of the story like they did in Man of Steel, where they relive that story over and over again. So I gotta say, and the movie, I gotta say, even though it's called Superman, and yet it does have a lot of references to the Superman movie back in the 70s. Not only the fact that the theme kind of sounded like the John Williams theme, but like the intro text and that they show in the beginning of the movie and near the end, it has that reference to like you're watching the classic Christopher Reeve Superman. And speaking of, there's a reference of Christopher Reeve in there with the little help of a character that you only see for 1 second on a TV, and it's a reporter, and he's played by Will Reeve, his son. So there's that. Hey guys, comment. Yeah, if all you guys are watching, don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying this, and as well, comment below, ask me anything you want. And like I said, when I started this, make sure I tell you when they do DM Troops Alive, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens, happens. Just try to keep it family friendly as possible. And I gotta say, for a Superman movie, most of the trying to think of the frame how I say it. Most of the attention is not to Superman or the guy playing Superman. It's I say majority of the attention goes to a character in the movie, Crypto, and I like that because a it's not another typical Superman movie where it just involves with Superman fighting Lex or fighting a common villain that you see in the comic books. Oh, 1 second, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about all that. I think DC gonna make a comeback. Well, I gotta say, are you gonna watch new DC? Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of superhero movies. Oh, sorry, guys. But yeah, uh, like as well, the new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out. I'll be happy to see that too. After Endgame, I don't like Marvel anymore. Yeah, I'm just eating my dinner, Subway. But I gotta say, I'm a big fan. I mean, I love the Superman movies, especially the originals, like with Christopher Reeves, Superman the movie to Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. You know, most people didn't like the fourth one, and most don't even reference it. And then there's like Brandon Ralph's Superman Returns, then Man of Steel, and then there's the Batman v Superman ones. But I gotta say, I'm a fan of most of DC over Marvel. And this new concept of how they do Superman, I like how they do this. Then what's your favorite, Marvel or DC? Well, I can't say I pick favorites between Marvel or DC. It's like me trying to say the difference between AEW and WWE. I like them both. They're both different, and they yeah, you always gotta change up a bit. Like as one friend told me, you can't be just sticking to one thing for most of your life. Like, um, like you can't just be eating at Burger King all the time. Sometimes you gotta want a bit of KFC. Sometimes you want a bit of McDonald's. Sometimes you want a bit of Pizza Hut, like that. Marvel feels soulless after Endgame. Well, I'm pretty sure of it, but eventually they'll find a way back. I mean, because let's see how the Fantastic Four movie is going to become. Be right back, guys. Get myself something to drink. Sorry, guys. I had to get myself some juice after all. Gotta have something to drink for this. Is Saturday Night Main Event going to happen in YouTube? Yeah, but don't forget about. Well, yeah, the Saturday Night Main Event, but I'm also watching the Great American Bash right now. If you're hearing any noise in the background, right. But is is Saturday Night Live happening on YouTube? No, I think it's only happening on NBC and Peacock. I'm gonna try watching Saturday Night Event on NBC because I don't think there's a difference between it being on NBC and Peacock. Yeah, I did see SmackDown last night. That was pretty cool. Jelly Roll getting involved against Logan Paul in that. I don't know how anyone else will react to that, but to see that certain celebrities still are a big fan of wrestling is pretty cool. It's Saturday. Is off day in America. To some, but some people work Saturdays. Lucky for me, I don't have to work Saturdays at least yet. Uh-oh. Yeah, but that's what I say. I recommend watching Superman. Do you work on Saturday? I might occasionally have to work Saturday, but I will let you guys know when I do. But yeah, so I say if you guys are a big fan of Superman or enjoy watching superhero movies, I do recommend watching Superman. It's a different concept to the previous movies. The references of the comic books and previous co- original other movies like the anime movies like All Star Superman, man, which I've seen. That's a little reference of that in there. And and I also say there's a character that I obviously know people know. It's Lex Luthor, and the guy who plays Lex Luthor. I mean, it's just the way how they make him. It just makes me hate the guy, and I can see obviously why they do that like that because it's Lex Luthor. He's the arch enemy of Superman, and yet he's the guy that you want to hate because he just acts like an asshole. What is the movie that you watched before Superman? Um, what movie did I watch before Superman? Well, I've been binge watching up on all the Superman movies before I watch this new one. Uh, but the last movie I watched in a theater was before Superman was the Final Destination Bloodline. A great movie for the series of horror movies, and they paid a tribute to the late Tony Todd. Did you watch Batman 2022? Yes, I did in theaters. I mean, a lot of people were giving crap to the guy who played Batman, which was, I think his name was Pat Robinson or something like Patrick Robinson or Robert Pattinson, or it was the Twilight guy. I mean, it's okay. A new concept of Batman. It's like, I mean, it's nothing like how Ben Affleck was Batman or Michael Keaton Batman. It's like it's like WW. I mean, it's basically a Robert Pattinson. Okay, okay. I mean, I would say it is a great. I would say, yeah, it's definitely a. I say he's okay. I don't like that DCU Batman. Well, I don't know if Robert Pattinson was gonna be that type of Batman. If anything, they're gonna probably find the right guy who could fit that role for Batman. Well, I mean, there was also other characters that were in this movie that had nothing to do with Superman, but they helped spawn their movies about the Justice League. And it's no, it wasn't Wonder Woman or Batman or that, but there was other but yeah, there's characters that could get involved into the new Universal Justice League. To be honest, DC has only Superman and Batman. Well, yeah, like when you talk about DC Universe or the DC like superheroes, most people will either go for Superman or Batman because they're like the top two guys. Kind of like Marvel. People will either go for Iron Man or Captain America. Like you can't say Thor. I mean, some people may say Thor, but then again, Marvel's Thor is more relatable to the Norse mythology Thor. Which is that Marvel took him and turned him into a superhero. But honestly, now I think about it, there's some people in Marvel where obviously, yeah, Captain America wasn't as big as like Iron Man, but there's also another Marvel hero that I've mostly fond of than any of the others, Spider-Man. But Marvel had more popular superheroes. Well, yeah, I like these. Well, yeah, because like Marvel, you got multiple versions. X-Men, the Fantastic Four, which another one's coming out on July 25th. Then there's the Avengers with Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, like those characters. Spider Man, and like all those you can name off and you know of the Marvel universe. DC, most people probably don't know about like Aquaman. I gotta admit, Jason Momoa was a good Aquaman. I mean, he made the guy look badass again. Then, of course, there's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Then, did you watch X Men and Deadpool movie? Oh, Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, I've seen that. Seen it in theaters actually, and it was a pretty good movie. I gotta say, that's what I said. When I do have time to watch movies, there's some movies I don't mind watching over, and Superman would be a good one. I mean, it's a lot different and not what you expect. And this is, and at least it's paying homage to the previous Superman movies about just being a remake of the previous Superman movies. More like paying tribute to them. Like, and as well, having I mean, also having new characters as well that are part of the Superman universe that we haven't seen before, like Crypto. Crypto basically is like the main character of the movie, not just Superman. And whenever he's on screen, I just laugh and enjoy what Crypto does. I'm not going to explain all of it because remember, no spoiler alerts. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, go see the movie. What is worst DC superhero for you? Well, the worst DC superhero. I mean, I mean, is it like a superhero other than? Well, that's a hard one because I mean, as much of the comics I try to read or movies I watch, I can't say any of the worst superheroes other than Hawk Girl. I mean, because I mean, there's not a lot what she does, like you see in the TV series, like the Justice League Unlimited or the Justice League show. You know, she's one of the founding members of the one of the members of the Justice League. You don't see her do a lot with the Justice League, and a character you don't see a lot in video games related with DC and all that. Hawk Girl is kind of like a hate to say it. I mean, she makes Aquaman seem more important than more important to the Justice League than herself. Like she's like almost like a throwaway character. You know, yeah, she. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, so I'd say about worst, I may say Hawk Girl because seems like DC doesn't do a lot to make her seem important because she's kind of like a fillering character. For me, Wonder Woman, her acting is so bad and cringe. Well, hers was okay. I mean, yeah, they got an actress that's part Greek, I think, to match her how she's like how the character's supposed to be. Because Wonder Woman's supposed to be the daughter of Zeus. She's supposed to be an Amazonian from ancient Greek time. That they made her try to adapt to the modern world. There's stuff like that. Um, and what is the best DC superhero for you? Well, the best DC superhero to me. Hmm. I mean, I don't know. Is everything quite a dead giveaway for that? I think the best DC superhero to me. I mean, there's top. I mean, I have like a top three or two. Like, there's only two I got. Like, obviously Superman, and then there's Batman. I mean, because Batman is badass. Ain't no question about it. I ain't gonna lie. Batman is badass. And, I mean, a guy who nearly fights for justice, he has no superpowers, and fights beings that are actually more powerful than him. Your favorite superhero is the Superman. Not bad. Well, he, most people would not suspect Superman, but yet, I mean, again, because he's a fictional character, but it's about what he does that help inspire people to like him. Anything. The guy was born on a foreign planet. He's an alien. He was sent here to live amongst us, but yet with extraordinary powers, and he uses them for good and for justice. And yet, just that simple concept alone has been used many times. Even in the great, uh, in Japan with anime, like Dragon Ball Z. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Dragon Ball Z starts with a particular human or a being that is an alien, looks human, but isn't a human at all, has extraordinary power beyond any normal human being, was sent to Earth, been raised by a person to teach him the difference between right and wrong, defends the Earth from and his friends and family from those that just want to wreak havoc and harm everyone, does not yet destroy everything that they hold dear to. Tell me, does that sound familiar? My favorite superhero is Batman, and I watched Batman trilogy in 2022. Better. Don't get me wrong, Batman I say is badass because the fact that he's based on more of reality. He's a human being with no powers whatsoever. He doesn't have any superpowers. It's just that he's a genius when it comes to studying, because he can study all martial arts. He's an expert on escape, like being an escape artist, and he does a lot of detective work, and science, and that. He literally is a strategist, and it is realistic for someone to do this, including the fact that he's rich and has the power to use gadgets and all that as well. The new Superman gives hope, positive, and old feelings, and I love it. Yeah, it pays homage to the old versions of Superman from the movies, and pays a tribute without actually being another like continuation of the old series, and it's a new, fresh, new look series of Superman, and it has that reference to like the New 52 era of Superman in the comics. Can I take a test of you about DC? Sure, go ahead. I mean, I don't know that much about DC or the superhero comics, but I will give it a try. Be right back. All right, I'm back. The 2022 Batman is leaked with DCU. Yes or no? You mean like it's what's starting this new DC cinematic universe. It's funny you call it. Most people say DCU, but it's like I'd rather call it the DCCU. Kind of like how MCU is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think DCU was the main like the Detective Comics universe because DC stands for Detective Comics. That's why when you think of when they call it DC Comics, they're actually saying Detective Comics comics. But like I say, is leak of, with DCU. I don't know if I can say. I don't even know what that means. It's like if, unless you're saying it's what starts the DC universe in movies. I wouldn't say so. I mean, because I would think DCU could have started with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice when they helped spawn Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then the two versions of the Justice League movie. If anything, I think Man of Steel could have. I think like that type of thing was the beginning of some form of a DC universe. It's not part of the DCCU. Oh, I would have to say it's. I would have to say yes. I don't think it would be considered as a part of the DCCU, just because they or they all the movies of DC Universe could be part of the DCU because the Flash, that movie, it helps spawn up there knowing that DC is a multiple variations of universes. Where there's a universe where Nicolas Cage was Superman, and that was a true thing because of Superman Lives. And how Michael Keaton, George Clooney, and Ben Affleck were all part of as the Batman universe because it's like a multiverse thing. So I appreciate the DC universe would be bigger than the Marvel universe because DC's universe is not in just one universe; it's like a multiverse thing with the Flash, especially with Flashpoint, like how there's multiple variations of Superman, multiple variations of Batman, and I think they all could exist in the movie universe because Michael Keaton as Batman, yeah, he's Batman, but it's only in a particular universe compared to like Christian Bale or George Clooney and Val Kilmer's type Batman. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Like every variation you see of a different Batman is just the fact it's from a different universe where there's a little change here and there. But yeah, we thank the Flash for that. Just like how it is for Superman. In the beginning, it was always Christopher Reeves, unless you really want to go back to like the TV era where it was George Reeves and Kirk Arian. What is the best DC movie for you? Well, the best DC movie for me, I can't pick it for just being like one of all of them. But I say it's like top. I got like a top three. Like for me, you gotta have like a Superman movie. Out of all the Superman movies, I think the original Christopher Reeve Superman the movie would be number one. Number two behind that would be 1989's Batman, and then number three, I would have to say, huh? I'm gonna have to go with Batman. I would have to. I'm gonna have to say Justice League. No, 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 no. I would get. I mean, for DC universe stuff, I think the three I gotta go with is the Superman the movie, then an '89 Batman, and I think maybe Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Old school, I like it. Well, then, I mean, like a lot of people grew up with Christopher Reeve as their Superman. I was born in the '90s, so Christopher Reeve wasn't playing Superman during that time. I was born literally after he had his accident, to where he couldn't be the Superman anymore. But yet he's still everyone else's Superman. And at that time, I think we also had like Dean Cain and Tom Welling being the Superman at that time. Like I was growing up with them. Do you know Superman Curse? Yes, I do know. Obviously, the Superman Curse, where usually the ones who play are involved with some way of Superman, something bad happens with them that cause the fact of that. Like George Reeves, when he put on the suit, he was a Superman of the '50s, but he barely got out of the '50s due to him committing suicide, or there was a suspicious death, but they claimed that suicide. Then, of course, there was Kirk Arian. Obviously, no one knows much about him after he played Superman before George Reeves. He was the Superman of the '40s to early '50s before George Reeves took over. In fact, he actually played an important role in the original Superman movie. In the scene where obviously Lois saw Clark racing the train, she started talking to her parents. Her father was actually Kirk Arian, who was the Superman of the TV era. So it's kind of like a passing of the torch there. Then, of course, Christopher Reeves, who he played Superman from the '70s to the near '80s, from Superman to Superman 4 Quest for Peace, until he had an accident that involved him to be paralyzed for most of his life. Even though near the end he was starting to get back from being paralyzed to start moving again, it's just sad enough he had some form of infection that took his life. I mean, there could have been a time where we could have, if there was a chance they could have saved him, we might be could still have Christopher Reeve here today, after being dead for over 20 years now, and chances are he could have been walking again. In fact, he helped inspire people that did suffer from being paralyzed to walk again, and that's why a lot of people say he was a true Superman. Then, of course, there's Dean Cain when he did Lois and Clark, where his career was basically more silenced than ever. But I know him more in Ripley's Believe It or Not when he hosted that TV show. So I wouldn't say the curse on him was that bad. Then there's Margaret Kidder. Her, I curse on her wasn't that bad. Richard Pryor, obviously we know what happened to him after suffering all that stuff. What do you think about that? The Superman curse? I mean, it seems to now be. I mean, it might affect them back in the day from the '50s and '70s, and that those are usually played the role of Superman. I mean, either they have died a tragic death or their career has been killed off literally. I mean, we've seen that like Henry Cavill when he took the role, or Brandon Routh. His most iconic role was being Superman for Superman Returns, and then returns back into the cape and boots for when they did the Flashpoint on the TV show as the Kingdom Come version of Superman. Then there's Tom Welling. You don't hear a lot about those characters after they did like Smallville and the other Superman stuff. Then there's Henry Cavill. As far as I know, the curse has not affected him as much because we've seen that he's done other stuff besides Superman, and he's like The Witcher. He's done that. Then there was like that. I think it was called Uncle or something. He's doing more and more out there, and it seems like the Superman curse is starting to wear off on those that have played the role of Superman. But most times, you see, there's some that their only role was Superman because anything else, it seems to not. It seems to not work. What do you think? Which WWE superstar can do Superman role? Well, I mean, again, like I said, spoiler alert. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I almost want to say John Cena, but he's already in the DC universe as Peacemaker. In fact, his new season is going to come out soon in August, I think. And what else? There's also, well, if anyone I say would play a good Superman, if it had to, I would might want to say Cody Rhodes. But here's the thing, because I think he's the ultimate like good guy. He can play the role if he dyed his hair back to black and maybe put on some muscle. I think he could do a good Superman. Yeah, as far as I know, Cody Rhodes is Homelander. Well, yeah, he could play the Homelander. Well, Homelander. That's what I said. Like, I mean, yeah, he'd be Homelander, but I can't say Roman because I think Roman would have been more like Aquaman because like thanks to Jason Momoa with those tribal stuff, and of course you can't say The Rock because he's already in there as Black Adam. I mean, that's hard to tell which WWE superstar would be a perfect Superman. There's not a lot of them have that Superman look to them. Yeah. Ron Baker could be Superman. Maybe he could, but I'd see him more like a Bane. He looks more closer to being a villain than a hero. Yeah, there's all that stuff. Wow, 42 minutes already going on. Oh, what about Austin Theory? I say shave his head bald, and he could play a good Lex Luthor. I even say, speaking of the Superman curse, the most recent, I could say a most recent person that probably could have died from the curse was Gene Hackman. But I hate to say if Hackman could have been a victim of the curse because his was affected real slowly, like kryptonite. But then again, as most people don't realize, they say, yeah, kryptonite's more Ethan Page. Oh, illegal Ethan Page? Oh, yeah, I can see him being like a villain. But who? Not quite sure. Come on. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. You about to say like certain wrestlers I can see becoming like certain superheroes, but some I see more like villains that they're better villains than anything. Why Triple H don't give push to Austin Theory? I'm not quite sure because Austin Theory was more doing a push when Vince McMahon was running it. then again, there's a lot of other wrestlers out there, and each one's they want to give them a certain push that they can give people a run for. But I think it's because Austin Theory didn't. Because Austin Theory was the last thing that was given was running due to Vince McMahon before the incidents that happened with him, and they wanted to do anything that didn't involve with Vince McMahon. So those that were given a big push by McMahon, Triple H wants to dive down because after all it would do is just bring Vince back into the mix. Oh. But that's why they edited that version with CM Punk. Just I feel like they were trying to blacklist or blackball um, Vince McMahon from his own company. But yeah, again, looks like I didn't get Steven Hammer on here, but then again, probably busy today and all that stuff. But he did. I did send out a thing on my social media and that. But what's your prediction on Saturday main event? Well, as far as I'm concerned, like the main event for the World Heavyweight Title, Gunther versus Goldberg. I don't expect to see Goldberg winning the title, so you have to retire. Have to just surrender it and then they run a tournament for it, unless they go that route. But I feel like they may just have Gunther like slip a win out, but then give respect to Goldberg. But I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be one hell of a battle. And Rollins versus LA Knight. I feel like they're gonna give it to Rollins. Then Jimmy versus his brother Solo Sikoa for the U.S. title. I feel like Solo's gonna win. Then I'm pretty sure there's other matches like there's and plus two there's Evolution that's coming on tomorrow as well. Old man. Yesterday SmackDown was ass. But then again, it was building up for stuff for like Saturday main event. Oh, yeah, I'm watching the Great American Bash right now, and it's Ricky Saints versus All Eagle Ethan Page for the North American title. And yeah, it's looking brutal, guys. Yeah. Well, guys, since this is a special 100th episode, I'm gonna try to do this for a little while longer. I'm gonna try to do this for an hour total. So we still got about 12 minutes to do. But yeah, more updates been going on. Like right now I'm waiting for my send out strap to go through. It's been shipped out right now. For that. Oh, and as well, if you guys been keeping up with my social media, I finally got this bad boy fully restored. My red universal title. I finally got my stones in the mail for it to be fully restored. So now the red universal is now my 17th fully restored belt. Do you enjoy WWE? Yes, I do. I mean, I've been watching it since I was a kid. The time before I was watching it before when it was WWF. So yeah, maybe it's not been the same since they got rid of Vince, and a few things have changed big time. But it doesn't. But yet, it should mean I should hate it for the fact because it's not like it was back in the day. It has to evolve just like the rest of the world. I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, WWE nowadays, it's it's entertaining. I watch it still. Maybe not as good as it was back in the day, because I would always revisit like the stuff from the '90s. I would rewatch that stuff, no problem. Here, I'll at least watch it and keep up to date. But like, it's not the same anymore. Especially I have no that the Undertaker's no longer involved with it. But yeah, nothing lasts forever. Ah, there's stuff like that. Well, yeah, guys. So if you guys kept on my social media. I did restore my red Universal belt. Oh, it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Oh, yeah. But anyway, that was the stuff that happened today. Like, I went to see the new Superman movie. Nowadays, it sucks, but I don't why I still watch all the shows live. Well, just say if you were growing up watching it, just because a few things changes or you say it kind of sucks, that doesn't change the fact that, like, yeah, I've been watching this since I was a kid, and just because it changed a lot doesn't mean I should say I'm not going to watch it again. I always hope the fate may change for the better. Yeah. Oh God. Right through the series of tables. Now the only belt I got left that needs to be restored. Ethan wins. Soccer or baseball? Well, that's a hard one to say because I don't watch a lot of soccer. No, don't even keep up with like FIFA or any of that crap. I might have to say, but I did like say I played a bit of soccer when I was a kid. But I gotta say, out of both, either one of them, I might go baseball because at least I enjoy the time. It's America's pastime, and two, it's more something I'm familiar with. I know there's a lot of others that are like, oh, I enjoy soccer. You're like, you don't like soccer? Like, no, I didn't say I don't like soccer. It's just that I'm not well aware of it. And if you got to go between that and something I know, like baseball, I would go for baseball because I know it more. But normally, if I would say out of all of them, I would go for hockey or football more for those sports. It's better than baseball. When baseball World Cup gonna happen? I have. You mean World Series? Not quite sure. Again, like I said, I it's been a while since I've been keep up with baseball, but I mean, who knows? Yeah, anyway, yeah. So now leaves only one more belt on my list that I just need to restone, and that's being by WWE Undisputed title. The, the recent Undisputed title, not the old school one, because that one I have fully restored. What is the time in America? Well, as of right now, I think it's about 4. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock right now here. But then again, America has different time zones as well. Where I am, it's 4 o'clock. Uh-huh. Yeah. You got about 5 minutes to go. So, the NXT's got on the road again. And it's going to Houston. Yeah. But tomorrow I'm gonna try to do again. Bangladesh 2:14 a.m. Wow. Real. Oh, August 24th, I do WWE pay per view. Look like Heat Wave. Yeah, that's something different. That's Summerversary. World contract signed now. It's Joe Hendry, uh, Andrew Santana, and of course Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship. Yeah. I do. Yeah, because tonight I'd be excited to see how Saturday Night Event will be. Legends being there and all that. Yeah. Is we are gonna witness Goldberg last match night. Yeah, it's quite shocking to see the fact that he's finally gonna call it quits by the end of this match tonight. And like I say, if you guys are watching, you enjoy what I'm doing, make sure you hit the like and all that. And also check out my main channel, what I know what I'm all about, like those in the background. Check out my 430 some videos. Like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, guys. Seems to me I'm starting to lose subscribers, and I want to know why. It's like because now I'm down to 720. I just hope I can stick up to try to get closer to 800 guys, and then it's for people like you that help me get the, keep this going, and it's asking for you guys to help me out. Then we just try to get to 800. Then why is his last match the World Heavyweight Championship? I'm not quite sure. Probably it was a probably because they didn't. It probably has to mean something important for like a superstar like Goldberg. And I think his first world title win was actually in his hometown of Atlanta. So what better way like they get his first world title match, and now his last match being a last world title match and in his hometown. How is your family? My family's doing fine. We're doing fine. We're doing great. I mean, right now we just dealt with some storms that are coming this way. So obviously we won't be able to go to the pool because the pool will be closed due to the storms. And I don't have to worry about mowing my lawn because now the grass is wet. But yeah, most times I'm just gonna enjoy this Saturday, watching Saturday Night Event, finish watching this Great America Bash. Just chill and relax. All right, looks like we're already past the 2 minute warning. So again, thank you guys so much for being part of this live stream, and make sure you're hitting the like and all that. Shout out to my friends like Dex from I'm Dex TV. He does live streams as well, mostly of all the music. Shout out to my friend Stephen Hammer, who obviously didn't make it today. We'll try to get him tomorrow, guys. Don't you worry. We'll try. When's the last time that you drink alcohol? 4th of July. Literally like last weekend. Next stream date will be tomorrow, possibly around noon or 1. My time at least, standard Eastern time. It'll be around noon or 1 o'clock. And yeah, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to check out my videos. Like, share, and subscribe to them if you haven't already. Let's try to see if we can get to 800 guys. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so when I get started streaming or posting videos, you'll be alerted when I post them up. Where is your musician friend? I'm not quite sure. I've been trying to contact him because after all, he changed his number. We're hoping to get him out here again for the live stream. Don't worry, guys. But anyway, also follow me on my social media, like on X at DMTombstone96, and on Instagram at Damien96, where I may post stuff there. I post stuff here on YouTube. at DMTombstone Belts. And thank you guys so much for being here for my 100th live stream, my 100th episode of DMTombstone Live. And for DMTombstone Live, I'm signing out. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody.